Well, hello there. I'm back out. Not fishing today. I'm taking advantage of a nice set of big tides that we're experiencing at the minute on Anglesey, and I'm out looking for razor clams. It's something I've not done an awful lot of. Been a couple of times, and it's really fun. It's a nice way of spending an hour or two just mooching about. You find all kinds as well, not just razor clams. So yeah, whether you use them as bait or you eat them, they're a good thing to find. What you're looking for is a little hole or a slit in the sand, basically the shape of the razor, and there'll be a little indentation around it where the clam pumps water in and out. And we'll go into the methods of how to get the little buggers out in a minute. So once you've found your hole, obviously the bigger the hole, the bigger the clam. You simply put some salt over the top of it, or you can squirt salt into it with a washed up liquid bottle, which I'll show you that in a minute as well. As you just saw then, just fingering a bit of salt into the hole, trying to get it down there. Some will come up within a couple of seconds. Some are a bit more stubborn. Some you think haven't come up, you'll leave it, you'll walk away, you've given up, you'll turn around and it'll have flopped itself out on the beach behind you. And some just won't, they'll just stay down. Some will come up and stay up, or like I said, flop themselves out on the beach, which I think you'll see in a later clip. Some come up, then come down. They're almost as if they're shy, but they're not. The one he's just got then came out of quite a big hole. It was quite a small clam, that. Once your eyes become accustomed to identifying the holes, you can find quite a high concentration of them in a small area. You know, 5 or 6 in a couple of feet isn't unusual. You might not get 5 or 6 clams out of each of them. Well, you might do. You can see there, as soon as you put the salt in, if there's a clam in, usually a good clam, it'll start to look as though it's like a volcano about to erupt. It'll be pushing its way up out of its burrow, out of its vertical hole. And some of them can come out and, you know, they can splash you, give you a good squirting, which is another way of identifying them on the beach. Finding the holes, sometimes you can see water actually squirting out the sand, and 99 times out of 100, that is a razor clam. See that in the distance then, one just spat a bit of water out, there you go. It's really fun. It's like a massive game of fucking whack-a-mole. A pair of wellies, some salt and a bucket is literally all you need to do this. And if you get there an hour or so before low water, and probably half an hour into, well, maybe not even that. I'd say actually once you're at low water, you're pretty much done then. You can follow the tide out and get quite a lot of clams. But again, the whole reason we go on these bigger tides is because there's more beach exposed. There's beach that isn't normally exposed. As soon as that turns, it's going to cover the holes back up. But yeah, you do look a bit of a wally to any dog walkers or other beach users. You know, hunched over looking for these little holes in the sand and fingering salt into them. But who cares? It's a nice way of getting some free bait. I mentioned before, you know, whether you want to eat them or not. Apparently, these are really nice to eat, with a bit of butter and a bit of garlic, fried. I can imagine they are, to be fair. I've never tried them. I might have to try a few of these bigger ones that we find. But there's a few of the lads that I do this with, or I've spoke to them about, you know, razor clamming, and they literally do it to eat them. They won't waste them as bait. So it's food for thought, I guess. Literally, I might give it a try. The salt costs next to nothing. I'd take one of the pouring plastic bottle type things you've just seen me using then, and half a kilo bag of salt to refill it. You can see there in the shop there's that's in my hand, a little juice bottle with one of the squirty tops. Half fill that, 3/4 fill that with seawater, and fill the rest up with salt. Mix it until it's a milky colour, and then you can squirt that down the holes as well. That can be more effective than pouring salt on, but it's more time consuming. You've got to constantly fill the bottle up, and on a beach where there isn't any water because you've gone at low water, it can be a bit of a nightmare walking to and from the water's edge or to a little gully where there is water to fill it up. And I've not noticed the difference, a massive difference anyway, in the two methods. So I just pour salt on, give it a good fingering in there. I love saying that. That's a good hole there. The ones that you can see predominantly like that, nice wide deep holes, you want to get your fingers in there. You can see it already, it's about to erupt. Whether or not this one comes out, I don't remember. I think it does actually. I think my fingering technique worked on this one. Here she comes. You can, as you saw then, grab them, but don't yank, don't pull at it, just hold it, and the clam itself will wiggle its way out. It can't grip into the sand. If you pull them, sometimes you kind of snap them. Yeah, I just think it's mad. I think it's really cool how these are in the sand. There's one just flopping itself out on the beach. Again, not something that I'd do, but these clams think it's perfectly acceptable. Some holes, I think that one that I just did then, it wasn't a hole. You can get confused with other tiny creatures that live in the sand, but 9 times out of 10, you can get the right ones. So I'd say we were down there for actually salting for less than an hour, and between us we got about 80 clams. Some of a really good size, some just perfect hook bait size, and I think throughout doing this this voiceover I've decided I'm gonna cook a couple, see what they're like. But anyway, I'm going to get these home now, and if you stick about, I'll do a very boring quick clip on just vac packing them, packs of 3 or 4. Not a bait, if I'm honest, that I've ever had much success with, but I have caught fish with them. I know Carry-On's had a couple of nice flounders and other fish. People swear by them for bass and hounds. Maybe I just need to learn how to fish and stop blaming the bait. But anyway, I'll see you when I get home. So I'm in the kitchen. Well, I'd only do this when Paige is at work because she'll only whinge. I would do this while she's at home, but yeah, it's not worth the argument. I'm only joking. So yeah, this is my very basic 20-30 quid vac pack machine. All the bait that I find, the hundreds of mackerel, everything has been vac packed by this thing. It takes a while, but it does the job. So in terms of the actual rolls, different sizes. So cut the vac pack bags to size. You can buy the bags, and yeah, I shall. It's really simple. I don't even know why I'm doing a video on this, but I'll show you. So because I've cut the bag to size, it needs to be sealed. So literally press seal. It's quite noisy. So that's it sealed. Like so. And I shall be back in a minute when I've got the clams in there, because I've not got any tripod or anything with me, because it's all on the boat, because I'm an idiot. See you in a minute. So that's my 4 clams in a pack. I'm not going to put many more than that in, or any more, however you say it, just because it's not a bait I use a lot of. It's worth taking a pack or 2 when you go out, in my opinion anyway. But anyway, let's get it backpacked. Like I said, it's not the fastest machine, but I don't tend to get much of anything that requires an industrial size one. And that's it. That's them done. So yeah, that's I'm quite impressed with that. It's always satisfying catching and backpacking your own bait. So there we go. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. It is appreciated, guys. Thank you very much.